Hello and welcome to our Excel Financial Functions video powered by Alchemex. In this video, Les Allen will be taking a look at the PMT, payment function. This is part one of a two-part series. Les is an international skills developer at Alchemex and has a passion for Microsoft Excel and business intelligence, having been in the industry for the past 5 years. We trust you will find this video very informative.
The PMT function. Now, I said the PMT function, we can use it in two ways. And we're going to use it in the savings function by taking a look at one of the optional parameters. On your screens right now, the slide is updating to show you the syntax for the PMT function. So the PMT function is used to calculate the payment required per period. Now, that's a very important point. When I say per period, I'm talking about a regular interval. It doesn't have to just be month. It doesn't just have to be week. If you say 52 periods, that could be 52 weeks, could be 52 months, could be 52 days. As long as the interval period is common, as in it's always going to be month, you're not chopping and changing anything, then the PMT function will work fine for you. So the syntax of the PMT function requires the interest rate for your loan or the interest rate that you've managed to get for your savings account. The number of payments that you're going to be making, again, could be weeks, could be months, could be fortnights, could be every 2 weeks. The present value, so that could be the actual amount of the loan. So you can start using the PMT function to work out how much you would pay back given an interest rate for each of your periods. So the PV, sometimes called the principal, okay, but when we're using it in a savings environment, that can actually be the amount of money that we have to start our savings account. Now, you'll see in the syntax that you've got FV and type. FV is the future value. But because FV and type are in square brackets, they're optional as far as this particular function is concerned. You don't have to include them. You can, but you don't have to. So that's a tip with any particular function that you're using inside of Alchemex. If you see any of the parameters wrapped in square brackets, that means they're optional. They're not necessary for the completion of the function to work. Type is either 0 or 1, and that indicates whether the payment is going to be at the start of the month or at the end of the month. Of course, that can have an effect on your interest payment. So it's important to know when you're going to be making a payment because it will affect how the interest is calculated. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing across into Excel right now to give you a practical demonstration of the PMT function in action. Now, I'm using Excel 2007. But the functions that I'm demonstrating will work in Excel 2003 as well, so you don't have to worry about that too much. The way that I've set this particular page out is to give you an overview of exactly how this function will work. Okay, we can make this workbook available for you as well. We'll be putting it onto our BI community alongside the video. So the PMT function, again, we required the rate, the number of periods, and the present value, or the principal of the loan. FV and type, purely optional. So my loan amount, I want to work out how much I would need to repay per month. So my number of periods are going to be monthly. I would need to work out how much I would pay back to pay off a $100,000 loan at 12% interest. So let's start working this out. First thing that I need to do is take a look at my interest rate. Now my interest rate is 12%. I've said that I'm going to be paying back monthly. So what I need to do is divide that interest rate by 12 to get my monthly interest rate. So let me just do a quick calculation here where I divide cell C5 by 12. That's the number of months through the entire year. The interest rate is 12% per annum. That's why I'm dividing it by 12. So that gives me my monthly interest rate. Your screens are updated now. Now I need to work out the number of payments, the NPER value. So the number of payments will be 5 years times 12. So I can work that out very, very easily. C4 times 12. Let's try that again. Helps when you have numlock on your keyboard. Otherwise it becomes a directional pad. So your screens are updating now. You'll see that the formula in cell C9 is C4, which is the loan number of years of 5 times 12. The present value, I'm going to reference the present value here. of cell C3, and that's $100,000. So now I've got enough. I've got my 3 required parameters to create my PMT function. So let's start building that. Equals PMT and open brackets. Okay. First thing that I need to do is actually reference the interest rate. I've already got that set up in cell B9, and this is one of the reasons why setting up a table up like this helps you build your formulas, so you can simply point to other cells rather than having to type in values. The advantage of that is if you need to start looking at different scenarios, just by changing other cells, everything else will update. I'll give you an example of that in just a moment. So let me select my interest rate, comma. I'm then going to select the NPER value, which is in cell C9, comma. Then I'm going to select the present value. So the present value, D9, FV and type, part of the parameters, but they're in square brackets, so they're optional. I can close my brackets now, and I can complete my formula. All right, so selecting that particular cell, cell E9, you can see the formula up in the formula bar, equals PMT, open brackets, B9, comma, C9, comma, D9, close my brackets. You'll see that my monthly repayment would be $2,224 and some change. Why has it come up as a negative value? Because this is a payment function. We're using it to repay a loan amount, so your two and almost $250,000 is an amount that you're going to be paying out. Therefore, it's a negative amount. To turn that into a positive amount, you could very easily simply multiply the entire formula times -1. The minuses obviously cancel each other out, make the value a positive number. So at the end of that PMT function, I simply type in star -1. It'd multiply the value by -1 to get a positive value. So let's take a look at how much I would repay over the entire life of that loan. I know that the NPER is 60, so that's 60 repayments of $2,250 a month. So let's work that out. Equals E9 times C9. So your screens are updating now. You'll see that that formula has been calculated, and I'm paying back $133,000. So I can see that my interest amount is $33,500 over the life of this loan. Now, let's take into account that I might want to try and go for a smaller loan. I don't think I can afford $2,250 a month right now. Let's go for maybe a loan of $50,000. But I'd like to get that done in 2 years. So by simply changing the values in cells C3 and C4, so I've changed the loan amount to be $50,000, but I want to pay that off over the course of 2 years, I see my monthly repayment goes a little bit up. But my repayment amount, my total amount repaid, $56,000, so I'm only paying $6,500 in interest as opposed to $33,000 in interest. Let me stretch that out to maybe 4 years. That works a little bit better for me. That could be a little bit more in my budget right now. So by saying $50,000 over 4 years, I've reduced the monthly repayment to $1,300 and some odd dollars and change. My interest has gone up to $13,000, but by doing a layout like this, the PMT function will automatically update those formulas for you, and you can see what you can manage as far as a payment schedule is concerned.
Thank you for joining us for this YouTube video. If you found it useful, please visit www.alchemex.com to find out more. You are also welcome to subscribe to get our free Excel or Alchemex tips and tricks delivered directly to your inbox for continued learning. You may also be interested in finding out more about Excel on Steroids, a specialized training program powered by Alchemex at www.alchemexacademy.com. The 3 advanced online workshops focus on key Excel functionality for business reporting and decision-making, covering worksheets and formulae, data lists and macros, and pivot tables and pivot charts. Find out more at www.alchemex.com/trainingcourses.aspx. Please visit alchemex.com for more information about our BI software products and training courses, the BI community at alchemex.ning.com for access to videos, forums, and more, the BI blog, or the Alchemex Online Training Academy. You can also follow us on Twitter or Facebook. Please subscribe to Alchemex videos on YouTube channel www.youtube.com/user/Alchemex video. For sales or support or any other information, please email info@alchemex.com. We hope we can assist you again soon to enhance your reporting skills. Have a great day.